Hey everybody, this is TCG Productions here, and today I have got a major tech room update video for you. So, over the past several months I've been busy with things, and the tech room has kind of undergone a bit of a transformation. So, this is somewhat of a tech room, this is a tech room updates video. It's also a bit of a fresh, clean slate tech room tour, because the amount of changes that have been made to this room since the last time I did a tech room updates video have been enormous. So instead of trying to absolutely remember and rehash every single little thing that's changed in this room since like 2020 or 2021, we're just going to go ahead and clean slate things, and this is pretty much the 2023 tech room tour. So, anyways, you might already be able to tell that something's a little bit different. It's brighter in here, and there's more noise. Yes, more noise means more equipment that is currently operating. More equipment that is currently operating means more space is being utilized, and well, the space is definitely being utilized. It's also being utilized a little bit differently than what it was. So let's just go ahead and do what we did last time and do a nice slow pan around the room. And I'll let you kind of see what's a little different. There's not much around here that stayed the same from last time. That popping noise you just heard was an EMF spike going through my speaker wiring and cabling whenever my mini fridge kicked on. And yes, it is 4:46 p.m. on a pretty lovely Friday. Friday, May 26, 2023. In case anyone is curious and hasn't yet read the video description to find out exactly when this video happened to be recorded. Okay, so now that you've basically seen everything around the room, there we go, well, almost everything. But now that everybody has seen everything around the room, let's go ahead and explain a little bit as to what has transpired basically in the past, I don't know, about 8-9 months. So anyways, there's been a lot of stuff that's transpired in the past 8 to 9 months, and started college, and one of the first major things that happened after I started college was the 1993 Gateway 208046 system. That's that big tower you see right down there that just so happens to say Gateway 2000 on it. Now, of course, it's a little bit hard for me to read because it's off-center and it was being partially obscured by the UI elements on the camera's display. Then we have the 1989 IBM Model M keyboard that I restored and bolt modded in a 3-part video series. The computer speaker set you see there is one I obtained from the college. It wasn't being used, and it was actually slated to be thrown out. The monitor is a freebie that I got from a member on an electronics forum that I'm also a member of. This monitor was slated to be thrown out. It did not originally have that crack right there. That was FedEx-induced shipping damage, because right where, and I know this because right where that corner of the box, right where that corner of the monitor was, there was a nice gaping hole punched into the bottom of the box. So, great job, FedEx. And then we've got the organizer full of random crap that I have moved off of the edge of the desk back there. and definitely reminiscent of the 2018 era tech room state. And then right down there is a pair of tape drives. The beige one that you see on the left is a Sony DDS2 tape drive that is connected over SCSI to the Adaptec AVA-1515 card in the Gateway 2000 system, also known as an Adaptec AIC-6360, if I am remembering that correctly, which I may very well not be. And the one on the right that you see over there is the HP Ultram 448 LTO2 tape drive that was a star of the 2020 tape archiving project. Things have happened, so the SCSI card got moved out of my main workstation system into the Tech Room Legacy Things system, and I actually just moved this drive over today while I was working on some other miscellaneous stuff, doing some minor rearrangement here in the tech room, installing some new lighting, and so yeah, figuring out where things needed to go, and I figured that tape drive would be best right there because the card has already been moved over, so the drive is at some point going to inevitably follow, and after that I'm going to be moving the cabling, both data and power cabling, over here into the tech room, and this drive will ultimately be connected to the Tech Room Legacy Things system for tape archiving and whatnot. So, and then we have the main tech room setup right here. This ought to look pretty familiar. So, yeah, you can see the Dell monitor there, and then we've got the Unicomp model and keyboard that Sebastian gave me, and that is, I believe, that particular video is unboxing a Unicomp model and keyboard. If I had to remember correctly, a lot of things have happened since that video has been produced and uploaded and whatnot, so that video title may be incorrect. And then we have the Harman Kardon speaker setup, and I watched it just beat because it's about 9.5 minutes off of what it actually thinks the time is supposed to be. And yeah, Harman Kardon speaker setup from the previous major incarnation of a modern tech room setup. And then that lamp has always been there, as well as that intercom speaker. And then we have a slightly different arrangement of computers down there. There are 4 computers down there, however you can only see 3. So, it used to be, this was the Tech Room main office computer. It has since become the Tech Room firewall system. And there actually used to be a 4th desktop under there that was for a short period of time the Tech Room main office computer setup. But I severely changed things around a little bit before I started college, so things got shuffled around, some systems got put into hibernation, some systems got given away and whatnot. So, but that is the Tech Room firewall system. The one next to it, the HP Pavilion P6000, that is and has always been the file server. That system did not go into hibernation. The firewall system definitely went into hibernation for a period of several months. And the system next to that is the Tech Room Legacy Things system. It too was partially stripped and put into hibernation. And then the one system that you can't really see is the new Tech Room Legacy Tech Room main office system, main office computer system. And so right down here, this thing is a Dell Optiplex 7000 series computer. I think it's a 7030, I'd like to say. That's probably not correct, but I was given this by someone that my dad did some work for, and this was, I believe, their late mother's or late grandmother's computer. And this system was originally slated to be thrown out. And so I inquired about it, and I was given the system. Didn't really have to do really anything to it other than wipe the hard drive and install my desired operating system software. And it's Debian testing, I believe. And you probably also notice that there's actually lights under here. Yes, this is what I installed today. I installed this because the other day I extracted the file server from its cubbyhole, so that way I could install a 4 terabyte hard drive in it in addition to the 8 terabyte drive that it's currently running off of right now. So yeah, and I couldn't see anything. I could hardly see what I was doing under there, and I finally got fed up enough with it that after I got through installing that hard drive into the file server, I went on Amazon and I bought 6.6 feet of LED lighting and a Leviton dimmer module. Yes, I can dim these lights. Ooh! I can also turn them on and off, and turn them on and off with the dimmer. It's the same exact dimmer I use for the bright lights in my room. You know, the lights that were on whenever I was doing the 7 years of the main workstation setup history and whatnot. So, yep, same make and model of dimmer. And I tell you what, that is like the best thing since sliced cheese. Well, sliced bread, I should actually say, in this room. Because now I can actually see what I'm doing under here. So that's with the lights on all the way. Go ahead and just dim these a bit. And then that's with the lights turned. That's with the lights turned completely off. And yeah, it's hard to see anything back there. So the camera's actually trying to compensate. So I'll turn the lights on, bring them all the way up, and now you can actually see what's going on back there. So yeah, that's what I was installing today. Had to pull everything out from underneath the desk to do that. Ended up scheduling a full outage window and acting upon it. And that's and I figured that and I had already installed the lights, so while I had time left in the outage window, I decided to go ahead, change some things up, because I originally had the tape drive on top of this system and there was like no room between it and the top of the desk. So I wanted to move it. Had the little this power center thing set on top of this box, on top of the Athlon 64 system. I wanted to change that because I'm actually going to be doing some major work on this system fairly soon. So yeah. Now this right here, this used to be mounted up on some custom-made brackets right there. You can possibly see where those screw holes are in the desk. And I'm zooming the camera in. And so, yeah, what this does right here is it switches power to all the major portions of the tech room. aux 1 switches power to the no, not the power bar. It switches power to a power strip that I have located under the desk on this side, over here, and that switches power to the workbench power strip, the 46 system, lamps, lamps, the under desk lighting and whatnot. So if I actually go ahead and I kill power to that, yeah, it cuts the lamps off, cuts the under-desk lighting off, and I lost the 46 system's power when I did that. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn that back on. So, yeah, I did some adjusting on this monitor, and I need to go back and do some more adjusting on it because I've got things slightly out of whack with it. Need to... I think it's tripping out on X-ray protection, so whenever it's cold. So I'm just gonna drop this thing into a command prompt. Yeah, so I probably need to do some tweaking on the high voltage control on the flyback. Need to do a convergence setup on it because the convergence is twacked out again, probably shipping damage. So yeah. Fire up Wolfenstein 3D. Or hang the system. I mean, sure, that's a decent option right there. Yeah, we'll just roll with that. Hard shutting the power off was not the nicest thing to do to it, but anyways. And then I can also switch power to the power bar that runs behind the desk. That just has a bunch of miscellaneous junk plugged into it. CD player, speakers for the 46 system, stereo receiver, clock, wireless router, network switch, monitor, and whatnot. So, and then I can also switch the middle switch here goes to the tape drive that I had previously mentioned, because you can see that it's got a nice little green power light on it. If I'll just go ahead and turn that switch off, the drive shuts down. So, and then it also switches power to the main power strip, which is located right down there, mounted to the very back of the desk. And that's, yeah, given how that's the main power strip, it pretty much has all the main computers on it. It has a primary network switch, firewall system, file server, legacy things, main office computer, so on and so forth. So yeah, that needs to just stay on all the time. And then of course I've got the master kill switch over here in case something starts going off under its own fireworks show and I need to very rapidly kill power to absolutely everything. And it appears that I have accidentally turned the power off to my Power Macintosh 7200/120 back there. And that's a system that I have not yet covered. So I imagine when I power that system back up, it will be slightly unhappy with me because the PRAM battery is gone. Yep, it definitely turned off whenever I killed that power. So yeah, it'll definitely be unhappy with me for a few reasons. Well, one, because I turned it off without properly shutting it down first, and then because the PRAM battery's gone, so it's not going to have its date and time set. It'll go all the way back to like 1956. So, and yeah, that's another system that I have not yet mentioned. The Power Macintosh 7200/120. Your computer crashed or was not shut down properly the last time it was used. Your startup disk is being checked by Disk First Aid, and any problems will be repaired. Now, it's definitely not happy with me for having done that, but this is a work in progress project system that with a monitor that apparently likes to throw the camera's autofocus for quite the loop-de-loop. So right now it's running macOS 8.6, but I'm gonna probably clean install 8.5 because 8.6 isn't compatible with the PC compatibility card drivers that are required to use a PC compatibility card that this system was factory ordered with. Yes, not only does this have a working PC compatibility card, said PC compatibility card was factory ordered, and it was factory ordered with the system. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure what I was trying to say, but the PC compatibility cards themselves are extremely rare. They pop up on eBay every now and again, but I've seen loose examples go for several $100s. New in-box examples go for $500, and I'm not exactly sure how much a confirmed working loose example would go for, let alone a computer that was factory ordered with the card and everything is intact. But I imagine that a working loose card would probably bring at least $500, possibly $1,000, and a working computer with a working card and the two were factory ordered together would probably bring big bucks. Probably $1,500 to $2,500 if I had to guess. As I said, the cards are rarer than hen's teeth, and a computer that was factory ordered with the card is even rarer. And I don't imagine that many computers were ordered that way to begin with, and there are probably very few that survive to this day. This is one of those survivors. Now, this entire computer is something else for another time. So, next to it we have a much more pedestrian computer, a Dell Dimension 2400 that I got from a friend's garage. This system, it was definitely in some state of disrepair. Basically, I just needed Windows installed because the original one had the file system or the NTFS driver screwed up in some really weird way, in such a way that it wouldn't even mount the file system. The operating system would crash trying to mount the root file system. So yeah, so it was originally running Windows XP, but I had a Dell Dimension 2400 prior to this one that ran Windows 2000 Professional. So I put Windows 2000 Professional on this system instead of Windows XP. Bumped the RAM up to 1.5 GB, installed the extended kernel mods and whatnot on it, and it's running quite happily. Now, it's definitely slower than running Windows 2000 on the Athlon 64 system because of the processor primarily. It's a Socket 478 Pentium 4, which in my highly carefully considered opinion were the best Pentium 4 processors. They were ahead of the Socket 423 Pentium 4s, and in my opinion the Socket 423 Pentium 4 hardware was just underpowered. It didn't have the blast furnace-like heat output of the late Socket 478 and later Socket 775 Pentium 4s, but a good Pentium 3 could outpace them a good, decently equipped Pentium 3 system could outpace a Socket 423 Pentium 4. And of course the later LGA 775 Pentium 4s were, in my opinion, garbage. The Intel Core lineup, the Intel Core 2 Duo, Core 2, the whole Core 2 lineup in general was really a breath of fresh air after everybody got their fill and then some of the Pentium 4s. I actually still had the component parts of a Socket 775 Pentium 4 system, the Dell Dimension E310. That computer, let's put it this way, it was a good day when I decommissioned it, because that system was really getting to be on my last nerve, primarily with the amount of fan noise that thing made when it was doing anything. That processor was well and truly a dud. So, yeah, I'm absolutely not in any way a fan of the Socket 775 Pentium 4s, and if it will not accept a decent Core 2 Duo upgrade, I don't even bother with it, and most of them won't. So, and of course the old video capture machine, the HP Pavilion, the HP Pavilion M7480N. That system actually developed either chipset, motherboard, or CPU problems. It was a very hot running system. It was inefficient. I legitimately thought that it was a Socket 478 Pentium 4 system because of how achingly slow it ran when doing anything. So you can imagine my surprise whenever I popped the heatsink off of it while I was stripping it down after decommissioning it, and I saw a socket 775 part underneath the heatsink. So, but yeah, that system got replaced with the Dell Dimension E521 system, and I think I did a video about that. Windows Vista actually running on good hardware, I believe. And yeah, that particular computer is the current video capture system, a Dell Dimension E521 sporting an AMD Athlon 64X2 processor. So that was a very welcome change. Now, talk about a digression there. You've definitely seen that this desk doesn't have a giant collection of junk on it anymore. And the corner over here, while it is a little bit messy looking, doesn't look like an absolute dumpster fire. And, well, I did a big old crap clean out. I did a big clean out of crap in the tech room. So, you know, what I ended up, so I did a big clean out, and in part of doing so, these two computers had, over the past several months, slowly taken up residence on the workbench table. And so I decided to go ahead and just put a complete stop to that by, well, moving those computers to that desk, cleaning that desk off, and finally getting my workbench table back. Now, as you know, as you saw, there is definitely a computer that is on the workbench table, but that is going to be the subject of an upcoming video. So, yeah, I actually need this system on. Need this system here on this table to get ready for that particular upcoming video. Yes, it is a detailed computer overview video. It has been quite some time since I've done one of those, so it may be quite some time relative to the recording date of this video that I actually get around to doing this. So don't count on that happening anytime soon, really. And of course, over here I have a thing just full of computer hardware. I don't think that was there the last time I did anything here in the tech room. I know I moved it out of my room at some point in 2021 or 2, whenever I got the APC SMT 2200 UPS, because where this was is where that UPS went. So, and then over here you can see that I've definitely cleaned that corner out. Now the Fisher RS-1056 stereo receiver you see right there, that was last on camera sometime in 2017 or 2018, I believe. It was in a state of disrepair, and it had remained in a state of disrepair since about 2017 or so. So about 6 years relative to the time that I actually fixed it, put it back together, and got it running again. And the big thing was restringing the tuner. Yeah, that was a complete and total pain in the butt. I don't want to do that unless I absolutely have to, but I don't have to, so I'm not doing it. Alright? But I did finally manage to get the tuner dial restrung, so yeah, it's back up and running. It's fully operational. And that is what I have attached to the intercom system speakers here in the tech room. You may or may not, depending on how long you've been subscribed to the channel, you may or may not recognize those. I do have some videos on my YouTube channel about the Duquesne Compact 3200 intercom system console. Check that out if you want to see some more details about these intercom speakers and the intercom system itself. So, yeah, and then the CD player on top of it is a Sony CDP-550, and of course the whole shebang is sitting on top of my 1994 era Absa-Cold mini fridge. One of the last built using R12 refrigerant, because they phased that out they started phasing that out in late 1994. So, but yeah, I think that's all. I think I've just about covered everything in the tech room. Of course, we have the shelving units here full of stuff, as they usually are. I also have a a Radio Shack TRS-80 Model 4, as well as an alarm clock that's flashing 12 over there. And then a collection of disused computer hardware beneath the table. 2 CRT monitors, an IBM PS2 Model 25, squirreled away behind this ViewSonic VG730M LCD monitor. So there's... And then I've also got some stuff wedged in the corner of the tech room, namely over there between those filing cabinets and that particular shelving unit. And I've got some stuff wedged in over there for some older computer stuff. Going to be doing a bit of a computer rebuild at some point. So just lots of projects and stuff stashed away around here. But yeah, as far as a whole tech room tour thing is concerned and whatnot, I think I've pretty well covered that at this point. So, this is TCG Productions here. Peace out, guys. Peace out, and see y'all in the next one.